But enough of this palaver. Let's get the show on the road.
Well, it's good to see that everyone can work together down there in Washington. Good morning and welcome to the Opie Anthony show.
Yes. Panic, everybody. Panic. The market. My God, we are being bamboozled. We are being bamboozled.
Look, we're going to babble about the economic crisis that faces every American. But, man, I don't want to hear the local news guys giving their spin.
Oh, I know.
Ant and I were in the office preparing for the show. It's bad enough to see, to watch CNN and then Fox News, which has two different takes on the whole thing.
Yeah.
And then you go down to the local news level and you got some schmo that's used to, like, reporting from the city's biggest pothole trying to explain this thing to us. Shut up!
Yeah, they're the ones that are going to really make it clear for us.
Right, they're going to bring this whole thing home.
With their maybe 40 seconds of coverage on the whole thing. You could go to, like, one of the financial channels if you really want to, be bored to death and listen to them talk. But, maybe you'll get a little insight on the whole thing.
We're not going to claim that we know anything about this, but we'll give our observations. But these guys, all of a sudden, I guess the news director is like, you got to get down there to Wall Street and say something.
Yeah.
So they're just babbling.
Outside Wall Street, which isn't going to open for hours. So they're just standing there. Ugh.
I blew off watching TV, and then, like, late last night, I turned it on before I went to bed. And I'm like, they voted against the bailout.
The bailout? What? Well, Nancy Pelosi is the C word.
Yeah.
She just is the C word. Mm-hmm. She's a power-hungry bitch that just is screwing everything up. And then this guy, this Barney Frank, why don't you friggin' sit on a Frank and leave the leave the bailout to the real men. Jesus. Can't stand that guy.
Barney Frank. His name says it all.
Barney Frank. Oof.
What a mess, man. I mean,
aren't they going to fix it though? My business guy said they're going to do something, but it will happen.
Of course it'll happen, but
this is a big bamboozle also by the upper echelon of Wall Street. They are making a fortune with these huge swings. A fortune. And they're the ones that set the tone of the buying and selling on Wall Street. It's like, we'll take this news and now let's make everybody panic. Mm-hmm. So they'll start selling some stuff. It's just the market goes down a record 777 points. It was the biggest point loss in American history. Not the biggest percentage, though. Mm-hmm. Because percentage was something around 20, I believe 25%, a 25% loss. And it was, I think, a 17-point loss back in ye olde days of 1914.
When the market closed at $54 or something, you were telling me?
Yeah. It was like $54 or something. And they wound up losing. There it is. Worst percentage losses. This one doesn't even make the top 5.
Top 10, I heard. Well, whatever.
Top 10, probably,
whatever.
Yeah. December 12th, 1914. It closed at 54 points, the Dow. And it was a 17-point loss, so that's pretty big.
Ant said 1914, by the way, over there, Danny.
1914.
1914.
Our doughboys are leaving for Europe. And, wow. Yeah, this one was a 6.9, about a 7% loss. So, it sounds like a lot at face value, but as far as leaving the country.
Well, in current terms, though, this is, when the stock market opened after 9/11, it went down some, 600, I think 686 or something like that?
684.
684?
And it was a 7
Right. And yesterday we went down, they fined 777 points.
Yeah, and that was about 7% also. So,
and there's some good buys. Apple went down $20.
Apple went down so much, and there's no reason for it. Google went down $50.
But who has the balls to jump in and go, I think...
You know who? Probably Gallagher. I bet Gallagher's making a fortune buying and selling options. Yeah, I bet he's buying. You know what I would do? Like, I would just buy call options for Apple, Google, and just wait for it to bounce back up.
Is this a day trader's wet dream today?
Yeah, the way that the market's been swinging up and down. When you get these stocks that are doing huge swings up and down, either way, you can make a fortune.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm out of the day trading business.
What's wrong with the stocks we got? Day trade
Ford, Apple,
IBM,
Citadel,
no,
Siri.
No, it's funny. There was one company that went up yesterday. Not one. I'm sure there were a few.
Well, there was one on the Dow.
Right.
I think one that's actually on the Dow Jones Industrial or the S&P 500. One of them.
Was that the only stock that went up?
The only stock that went up.
Guess what? The only stock to go up was yesterday, Jimmy.
Bulletproof vests for Wall Street executives.
It was a trampoline company because they're going to have trampolines all around the Wall Street area.
Wall State.
Jesus,
it's my insurance company. Wall State.
Wall State. It would be
good feet people.
The answer would be Campbell's Soup.
Campbell's Soup. Makes sense, though. You could stock up on that stuff and live in your house while the war rages on outside your front door and eat soup.
Yeah.
Wow, I should invest in can openers.
Yeah.
Good luck enjoying that soup.
Yeah.
Yeah, no can openers. What about the can opener stocks?
And spoons.
You need spoons.
How great would it be if you took over the can opener business and everyone had to line up outside your apartment to get the can opener?
Yeah, I'm going to Pittsburgh, learn about the can opener business.
You drive prices to the roof.
Right.
$1,500 for a can opener. You want your pea soup?
You'll pay.
Why Campbell's Soup?
I think it is. It's a cheap food that people are stocking up on.
That you could save for a very long time.
Yeah, it's saved for a long time. People are getting pretty thrifty. Things like Walmart is seeing a surge in shoppers that are going in and buying some, cheap stuff.
Yeah.
Cheap clothes and stuff.
I should lower my tickets on the road. I'm selling them for $375 a pop.
Maybe that's the problem, Jimmy.
Plus an 8-drink minimum. Big night out to see Jimmy Norton, folks.
8 drink.
Yeah, my shirts are now $78. I want to attract a rich crowd.
How funny would that be? An 8-drink minimum, and just everyone just driving into each other on the way home.
They leave completely hammered
from a nice night of Jim Norton comedy.
It has to be alcohol. It can't be soda.
Oh, of course not. Scram.
Everyone doing their Heather Locklear impression after your show. Just
cops just picking them off right out the door.
Right. But it was an 8-drink minimum. Let's say hi to Steve in New Jersey. How are you, Steve?
Good, Opie. Just wanted to let you know what your Citadel stock is worth.
Oh, well, we appreciate this, Steve. What is it at today?
It's at 67 cents a share.
Holy crap.
All right.
Holy mother.
This is great.
Oh, my God.
The New York Stock Exchange threatened to delist them.
Oh, my God.
I can't wait till they get to, at this point now it's just a game. I can't wait till they get to 19 cents a share so I could say, I have 1 penny for every dollar I spent. That's when I want to, or below 19 so I can actually go, it's fractions of a penny on the dollar that I spent on this. Fractions of a penny.
What's the quick math? How much is our stock worth now?
Oh, my God, dude. Come on.
$6,700? Right? No, that was...
No.
6, 7, it has to be.
$8. It's not that far off.
Hey, we were really like going after the media in the office today. There's 2 terms you don't want to hear anymore.
I'm sick of it.
And maybe the listeners could help us out with other terms that the dumb media uses.
Between the election and the stock market meltdown.
Yeah.
There are two things I'm so sick of hearing. I don't want to hear another news person say this crap. A heartbeat away from the presidency.
A
72. Yeah. A 72-year-old heartbeat away from the president. We understand how it works.
Right.
We understand.
They're all using that term.
If he dies, the vice president takes over. That's the way it's been.
Can we get a montage of that?
A heartbeat away.
Get the boys working on a montage. Montage.
Can I guess the other one?
Yes.
Is it bespectacled whore?
Yes. Bespectacled whore is being used much too much in the media. No, it's the whole, what's good for Wall Street might not be good for Main Street. The whole Wall Street, Main Street comparison, they're all saying it on the news. And Obama's saying it.
Well, they're trying to bring it back to the individual.
I call him Blow-Obama.
Blow-Obama.
That's what I call him now.
Blow-Obama's going to be the next president of this fine country of ours.
Not if McCain pulls the shenanigans. I hope he wants to pull and is going to pull. A lot of people saying that he ought to take this bespectacled whore and toss her to the side and get a new vice presidential candidate.
Right.
Because she is a dolt.
Yeah.
Every time she opens her mouth in front of somebody in the press, she says something incredibly stupid.
Yeah.
And points just drop off of their poll points against Obama.
Yeah.
So here's what I think McCain ought to do.
Okay.
Everybody's got to vote for McCain just to get him in. Just to get him in so Obama ain't in there. Because here's his secret plan.
Okay.
Get in. Tell her she's got to pull a Spiro Agnew. She has to resign. Then he appoints another vice president, a new one.
Who would that be?
Anyone he wants.
Rudy?
Could be Rudy.
Rudy?
Could be anyone. And then he can step down because of medical problems. And then whoever you want to be the president is the president. Because that's how it works.
What about the Bloomberg?
Well,
what about the Barney Frank?
Barney Frank.
I just
no smoking in bars and all stools must be turned upside down. So I could bring 3 of my friends that old gag.
No smoking unless it's a cigar and it's being hammered in.
Just pink cigars, please.
And make me choke on it.
You know, this is for you people at home. We had a lot of fun using the word, the Q word in the office today.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, that word is fine because there's a TV show, Queer Eye for the Straight Guy.
Right.
Queer Nation is another one. Gay people seem to have embraced the word queer as not being like an insult. It's not an insult to them.
But us straight people will ruin it. Because now we'll overuse the word, and then they'll tell us, "Look, you can't use that word anymore."
Oh, because
that's offensive.
I was just saying, Barney Frank is queer.
You're right.
He's queer.
What are you gonna say? He's tall. He's black.
He's a little weird.
Is there?
That's all I'm saying.
Is there a better word to say out there than that? It's just funny every time.
It's another old word that changed the meaning.
Right.
Like gay was, happy.
Gay is not
in the Flintstones song. We'll have a gay old time.
Gay isn't as fun to say as queer.
No, queer is my new favorite word to use.
For the people at home, just say queer to yourself, and you'll find yourself giggling a little.
Yeah, it's just a fun word to say. We can't do that. That's queer.
Say it to your boss. It's even more fun.
Yeah, call him one.
Yeah, file the report yourself, queer.
Yeah. It's just a fun word.
Yeah.
When Barney Frank was up there, I was just yelling that at the TV screen. Shut up.
We're just idiots.
Oh.
We're just the worst.
And now, of course, they couldn't get together with the bailout plan to get this $700 billion, this bailout money.
It's a mere bag of shells, my friend.
Mere bag of shells.
That's what I'm learning.
Why can't I get a boat with 3 propellers?
We could I love that we could just throw $700 billion at a problem if we really need to.
Just throw money at it. But apparently they can't agree that Speaker of the House, that Nancy Pelosi.
Well, some people are saying she was scolding the Republicans, so they decided to turn around and not vote for this thing.
Yeah, what
they got
kind
mad. They got mad at what she was saying.
Yeah.
That's insane if that's going on in Washington. You think it is?
It is. There's this whole us against them mentality. There's no cooperation anymore whatsoever. A Republican or a Democrat cannot vote in kind with the opposition, or they know their career is done. It'll be used against them in some future election.
Right.
And he voted along with this Democrat. That's, it's just, they can't get anything done. And if this isn't something that has a bit of urgency to it, that perhaps they ought to throw away the fact that they're, Republicans and Democrats and maybe work together to fix this thing.
Right.
They just bash each other. They blame each other. Nothing gets done. And then they decide to take the Jewish holidays off and not reconvene to fix this thing until Thursday.
Oh, the babbling heads last night. Some people call them the talking heads. I like to call them the babbling heads.
I like to call them the queer heads.
There's that word again. They were yelling and screaming last night on all the news networks. How dare they, they work Christmas and New Year's if they have to. Get them back in there now. They can't take off for the Jewish holidays.
Get back in there. Turn those machines on. Sell. Mortimer, we're losing everything.
Get back in there at once and sell.
Probably by the accountants and everybody else in the business. A lot of Jewish people have taken off.
Well,
So they would,
that's quite the stereotype.
Yes, but according to my business manager, she said, I'll talk to you next week.
Yeah, exactly.
Thanks. The whole farm is sinking.
Yeah.
Enjoy yourself.
Have fun.
Yeah, this is kind of
Get in there at once and sell.
This is a biggie though. They got to blow off the Jewish holiday and then get back to work down there in Washington.
Get to work.
Hey,
But they can't. This is a prime example of a huge problem that they really ought to try to hammer something out and cooperate on. Mm-hmm. And if they can't figure this out, do you think they're figuring out little things?
Hell no.
Little things that might help out the country over the long haul? No. I don't know what they're doing in Washington anymore. I have no clue what's going on. I used to kind of have an idea. Mm-hmm. I wasn't really into politics, but you'd watch the news and you'd kind of go, all right, this bill got passed or something happened here. Nothing gets done anymore because they just are on opposition. It's not the American government anymore. It's two factions fighting to control the American government.
Absolutely. One of our biggest problems is they just don't work together.
They don't.
It's just amazing.
It's a goddamn disgrace.
All right, let's head toward our first break. We got a busy show as the world economy completely collapses in the next few days.
It's so cool watching the end of an empire and being part of it. It's like, this is great, isn't it? We're watching the crumbling of an empire.
I should bail them out, though, when you think about it. Like, I don't want to lose money, but it's like these companies are kind of scumbags. They've just kind of done this to themselves and to everybody else. Like, I mean, I don't know if you can get the CEOs get the money that they get, but why should they bail them out?
There's a survival of the fittest kind of a thing going on. If these CEOs and these companies have screwed up so bad that they're going broke, then they got to go. And the void will be filled by somebody that perhaps can do a better job. If the demand is there for these companies, then someone will fill the void. Someone will come in and fill the void. Just because some of these institutions are 100 and somewhat years old doesn't mean they're infallible or immune to collapse.
Yeah.
So why bail them out? Yeah, let them go and then get some new blood in there with new companies that the CEOs aren't so greedy in.
We have to bail them out because credit is frozen right now, and we got to get the money back flowing. See, I watched TV last night for 5 minutes. I feel like an expert now. Thank you. Credit is frozen right now, my friends.
Oh, yeah?
And they had a nice little graph that showed a lot of arrows that went from Wall Street and then a big graphic that said you.
Main Street.
And how it affects you.
I did it.
It started up here, and then it went to mortgage, and then it went to corporations, and then then the arrow went left to salaries, and then that arrow went another left to you.
So everyone's affected?
Because credit is frozen right now, my friends.
This ugly bitch, you bitch.
She's awful, but she's not the problem. Even though she is punctual.
She is part of the problem. She is one of the most she's the one that just agitates this whole separatism between Republicans and Democrats.
Divisive?
Divisive, yes.
She had the votes to pass the whole thing without any Republicans going, and she screwed it. She had 60% of her party voted, and if she'd gotten them all together, they could have passed it without a single Republican. So,
Wait a minute.
But she got up there.
Something like 90 Democrats voted against it, and 100 because they're up for election.
And they're
worried about getting thrown out.
She gets up there and starts her babbling speech, just lambasting everybody that's for this thing, and they go, okay.
I couldn't get past the fact that you used a big boy word.
What, divisive?
Yeah, stop it.
Oh,
We're shock jocks.
well, it's a tad
Dumb it down for the show, please.
All right, I'll use queer words all day.
Nice.
You're a queer.
All right, we got to take our first break. 877-212-0NA. You want to start a rumor today? We haven't done this in a while. Everyone's talking about Sarah Palin. Why don't we start the rumor? She's dropping out.
Dropping out of the,
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
constant hemorrhoid itch.
Yeah. Yeah. Why don't we start that rumor?
It's not really a rumor because I heard it.
See, there you go.
I heard people talking, so
There you go.
it's not really a rumor at all.
She's dropping out because of nude photos that are surfacing.
Yes.
For the people listening right now, we won't even acknowledge that we just said that we're starting this rumor. So you can help us out. Spread the word out there. Sarah Palin is dropping out of the presidential race.
Sex photos of her and Jim Brown.
Wow. That'll get middle America.
Let's get the rumor started. Might as well have some fun as the empire collapses.
Yeah.
It's Opie and Anthony, lots to do, but first we do a little PTG.
We're back, and the primetime gossip mills are going bananas.